Hi everybody, it's Heidi with the Weathered Fence Post and welcome to our channel. My husband Steve and I are resellers in the Raleigh-Garner, North Carolina area, and we have two booths, one at Antiques at Gresham Lake in North Raleigh and one at Collected Treasures in Garner. So if you're ever in the North Carolina area or traveling through North Carolina, that is where you'll find all of these great treasures that we find. They're in our booths at Antiques at Gresham Lake in Raleigh and Collected Treasures in Garner. What we love to do on this channel is we love to take you out hunting for treasures. That's my personal favorite thing to do, and then we go over the haul. Today's video is going to be a haul video. I'm continuing the haul from the estate sale and the private pick that I went on. I already started that on the last video. And by the way, we do have several new followers, so welcome aboard. Thank you for joining the channel. I hope you enjoy the content. We have all kinds of videos you can go back and watch if you want to, and we try at least to put one video up a week, and it's either going to be hunting or a haul, or it might be a combination. You never know though, there might be something else splattered in there. We might do a trip to the beach and film us camping at the beach, or we might take a trip to the mountains or something and film that too. You just never know, but for the most part, this channel is about hunting for treasures and going over the items that we found. Okay, let's get into some of the items that we're taking to the booth for the spring flea market at Antiques at Gresham Lake today. Now I've got something really special to share with you. I'm so excited about these. Wait till you see this. Okay, we, the Weathered Fence Post, have been very fortunate to been given the opportunity to help these items find a new home. This is like Raleigh history, it's like NC State history, Hillsborough Street, movie memorabilia. This is awesome. These are awesome. My good friend Michelle and her husband's family, the Piscanes, I hope I'm saying that correctly, Michelle, they owned McDonald's in this area. Well, one of the McDonald's that they owned happened to be right across from NC State. Well, that McDonald's, where that McDonald's was located, used to be a theater. It was called Varsity Theatre. I don't know if anybody from the area remembers that, but it was a theater. And they actually had some movie marquee posters, original movie marquee posters from that McDonald's that was from that theater, from Varsity Theatre. Now she's had these hanging in her, she's my hairstylist, Michelle, and by the way, this is her card. This is where she's located. She's fantastic. But she's been a very good friend for many years, and I've been looking at these posters for about, I don't know, 13 years in her shop, and I always said to her, if you're ever going to do anything with those posters, you let me know, and the time has come. So let me show you what we've got here. These are quite large. They're like 27.5 inches by 40 some inches, and they're inside these frames with a plexiglass. We're going to get a lot of glare. There's nothing I can do about that, but they have like a plexiglass to protect them, which is nice because it makes them very lightweight and easy to hang. Every one of them is numbered at the bottom. They do have the numbers. This one I think is the one, is this the one? One of them, I think this is the one that has a little bit of water damage on the base. This is a summer place. It's fantastic piece of movie memorabilia. I'm so excited about these. Let me show you the other two. This one is Betrayed. This is the more valuable one of the three that I'm going to show you. But this one, I just remember looking at this every time I was getting my hair done and just thinking about, I don't know. I just love, Steve and I love classic movies, so I'm getting all kinds of glare, but these are fantastic, just fantastic. And this one happens to be number 54 of 275, so only 275 of these posters were created, and this is number 54. This is, I would say, quite a rare piece to have. Very excited about putting these in the booth. This is my favorite one. I love this one. Rock Hudson. I mean, look at this. Twilight of the Gods. Is this not fantastic? Love the coloring in it. Still quite vibrant. I mean, they're not in bad condition. I mean, there is a little bit of condition issue around the edges, to be expected after so many years, but they've done a good job of trying to preserve them inside these plexiglass poster frames. So You can take that plexiglass out of there. You could put glass in there if you wanted to. It's just going to make them a little heavier. I like the plexiglass because it's lightweight. It does have a little bit more glare though. So that would be the only thing I would say. So aren't those fantastic? I am so excited. I can't wait to see how they're received. They're going up this afternoon. I've done a little short video and put it on our Facebook page to get more exposure. I really hope, somebody who's a classic movie lover sees that and has the opportunity to get a hold of something that is original, authentic, and actually has some Raleigh history. I think they're fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to go from very big to small. So those were quite large. It'll be very interesting to see if I can get those fit in the booth. But now we're going to go to some miniatures. I picked these up at that estate sale that I wasn't able to film at, but she was a doll collector, so there were some doll furniture pieces, or dollhouse pieces, and this is like a miniature little fireplace. And I think it's awesome. I love the look of it. So there's that, and then there's a curio case. Perfect. Not only could you, use this as decor, but you can put some more miniatures inside of it. I think that's great. Love that piece. And then these are awesome. These little spinning wheels. And we don't price these for a whole lot. I think I might have $5 or $3. That piece right there only was $3.95. So they won't last real long. They'll go pretty quickly in the booth. The last time I put a whole bunch of miniatures in, they were gone very quickly. People do like these. They like to do little vignettes with them, or they're actually doing the miniature doll houses with them. Here's a tub. Now this isn't porcelain. This is more like a resin. Sometimes these are actually porcelain. And a commode, or actually this is a toilet. I found out what the difference is between a commode and a toilet. Commode is portable. Didn't know that. You always learn something new when you're researching, when you're getting ready to price. And then a little sink. And they have like this cute little, it looks like it is nautical. Little design, nautical design around them. And then look at these. These are just adorable. Little copper miniature molds. Are those not fantastic? And of course, there's the typical fish and the ring. Yeah, these are great. Love them. These are miniatures also. These are die cast though, and they're still in their original boxes, so I've decided to leave them in there. And I've put the tag attached actually to the item, but they're in there and they're in good condition. They're pencil sharpeners is what they are. And so that's what that one looks like. Little lantern. And there's where your pencil would go in to sharpen it. And then this one is a grandfather clock. And there's what that one looks like. And there's where the pencil gets sharpened in. I have one in there right now in the booth that doesn't have its box. And I think it's a steamboat. It has not sold. I had some others that sold pretty quickly. For some reason that steamboat is not moving. So I'm going to put that with these, and maybe when somebody sees them as a grouping, they might want to get all three of them. So we'll just put those together. Some other little small things. I priced a lot of small things last night. This is something that I found at that estate sale that I wasn't able to film at, but oh, I love it. I actually found two of these. I'm going to put one at Antiques at Gresham Lake, and I'm going to put the other one down at Collected Treasures. Really good condition. Beautiful brass peacock. And then this cute little pie bird. Everything has a tag on it because it's getting ready to go out the door and head right to the booth. Getting ready for that wonderful spring flea market event. And we have been busy packing that booth. The booth's pretty full right now. So that's why I priced a lot of small things so I can kind of tuck these in everywhere, except for those great big posters, of course. But here's a little pie bird. And then this piece, when I picked it up, at first I didn't know what it was. I was like, what is that? And I kind of put it back. It was quite dirty. I put it back down, and another guy who was there, he said, does it have a slit in the side? And I said, oh yeah, it does. There's the slit right there. And he said that is a stamp dispenser. So you would unscrew this top if you're unaware. Some people are very aware of these, but that comes off and you put your stamps right there. And it's brass. So really neat piece of brass for the brass collector. I think it's kind of unique. Or somebody that maybe wants to put it on their desk. I just think he's adorable. I could not leave him behind. He's not in the best condition. He does have, I don't know if his eyes are supposed to be that way, the little white, I don't think so. I think they're worn off just a little bit. There's like some color loss on the eyes there. But E.T., too precious to leave behind. His tag's a little weary. It's not in the best condition, but it does say Showtime on it, and it does say 1982. So he's been around for a little while, and we'll see if we can help E.T. go home. At Antiques at Gresham Lake, and even at Collected Treasures, I like to put religious pieces in. So this book of the saints I thought was fantastic. Again, I got this at that estate sale. It's in great condition, just a beautiful book talking about all the saints and the history and everything you need to know. So I thought that was fantastic. Find a place for it here. And then this I picked up at Beth's, the private pick that I did film at, and I probably showed this to you in the film. This is the Annunciation plate. And this was inside of a wooden frame. Now I showed those to my sister. I was so excited saying, oh, my sister's gonna love these. She had already filled her gallery wall with items, so she didn't need any. So all of these plates are gonna end up going to the booths. And I think in the last video I said, I just wonder how plates are gonna do. I think I had some a Staffordshire plate and an ironstone plate, and I said sometimes they do well. Well, those plates sold immediately, and then there was also a plate from Germany that I put in that was like a stoneware type plate. That sold immediately. So I don't know if plates are making a comeback, but I'm gonna go with that flow and put more plates in. If people are looking for them, we're gonna put them in there. This piece I love. I found this at the private pick that I went to also. This has a convex, because it goes outward, glass on it. I don't know if you can see it a little bit there. And it's just this beautiful, now you can't see the writing, it's not quite framed well in there, but it's Rosa Mystica, and I just think it's beautiful. Look at that. The frame is very weathered, but I think it has a very pretty look. Picked this up at the estate sale. I can never go wrong with a beautiful crucifix. This one happens to be brass. I think this is the one that's marked Made in the USA, if I remember correctly. Yes, this one was marked Made in the USA, so it's brass, and I'm not sure if that's a pewter, but just a beautiful, beautiful crucifix. And then here is a nice wooden one. Again, I don't know if that is pewter on there, but this is wooden, and it has like a beautiful inlay. It's like a metal inlay. Again, I don't know if that's pewter that's the inlay, but just a really beautiful crucifix. And you'll always find crucifixes in our booths. Here is a gorgeous plate that I'm putting in. I picked this up, I believe I picked this up at the Glen Eyre sale. So that's a little bit back. I think that was in like, when was that, in March? Yeah, or maybe April, might have been in April. Picked this up there. Now this, I'm gonna probably butcher the name of it. It's the Imperial, I know I'm gonna butcher it. Maybe you don't pronounce the J, I don't know. Jingdezhen, Jingdezhen. It's called Rising Sun Terrace. This is from 1990. I love the wooden frame that it's in too, with that brass embellishment there. Beautiful, beautiful plate. Just lovely. Look at that. Very peaceful. This isn't going in the booth right now, but I want to get it out of my dining room and packed away, so I'm going to show it to you. This was at the estate sale, and it was up in a closet. I had no idea if it works, and I tried to pull out while I was there, but it was like giving me a hard time coming out of the box, and actually ended up being unnecessary because this is actually a wind-up piece, and right there is the winding piece that you can wind up from the outside, and actually it works. I don't know if you can see him. There he's moving. So it's a Santa puppeteer, and I think it's great. I can't wait to put this in the booth at Christmas. Okay, 5 more things to show you because we got to go. We've got a booth to get to and clean up and get ready for the event. We're so excited. And if I have time, maybe I'll do a little bit of filming of the booth at the end so that you can see what our booth at Antiques at Gresham Lake ends up looking like with 3 great big movie posters in it. Okay, this is a new one for me, and I don't know how I feel about it. You know, I go from religious crucifixes to here's a voodoo doll. And that's how it is in our booths. We're very eclectic, kind of all over the place, but we just like unique things and beautiful things. And believe it or not, this is actually kind of pretty. So here's a voodoo doll that I picked up at the estate sale where the lady was a doll collector. It's going in the booth. Hopefully it doesn't bring us bad luck or anything. We'll see. All right, this is a spoon. It was actually quite, had a lot of patina to it, but I cleaned it up. I think it looks so much better when it's all nice and shined up. I do like the rustic patina look on some things, but on the serving spoons, I like to see them cleaned up because I'm thinking people are thinking about maybe using them and would like them to be nice and clean looking when they do that. This is an electroplated silver spoon. It's not silver, but beautiful nonetheless. Gorgeous. There's it does have some initials on it. I don't think that's a big deal. I think people that like these pieces, they're not going to worry about that. This I picked up at Beth's private pick. I love it. Actually, her husband brought it out. Said, you like frames? Here's another frame. And I think I haven't shown you the other two frames downstairs yet. I've got two really great frames. Just don't have room for them right now at Antiques at Gresham Lake. I might be taking those down to Collected Treasures. We'll see. This is very weathered. It's old, but I just think someone's going to love it. It's got a great look. And then look at this. I was so excited to find this. I don't find these very often. It's an abacus. People love these. This was at the estate sale. It was hanging up on the wall. It's got this beautiful brass fixtures on it and siding. Nice black beads with the brown wood. I love this piece. Great, great look. Beautiful piece to hang on your wall for decor. Quite excited about bringing this to the booth. And then the last piece is this mid-century modern coat of arms piece. And I'll tell you, I went on to eBay to get comps. And you know, you always really just want to look at the solds, but it was amazing to me on the listings. They were just all over the place. Some people were listing this as high as $800. It seemed like the average listing was coming in around $150, but then there were people that I think had it priced the way it probably really should be. I priced this at $24.95. The only sold comp I could find was that amount, so that's close up of what it looks like. Now, it might be a little disturbing. I'm thinking this person's getting ready to plunge in something. I'm not sure. But I think if you just look at it from a distance, it's got a cool look. So that's why I got it. That's all I'm going to go over in this video. It's a short haul video because we really do have to get going. And we're just busy as usual. That's like my broken record, right? I'm not sure what we're doing this weekend as far as hunting. I might try to get some hunting, and I haven't hunted in 2 weeks because I grounded myself last week that I was not allowed to go hunting. But this weekend is Mother's Day weekend, and I feel like, you know, I deserve to go hunting. So maybe tomorrow we'll do a little hunting. Maybe we'll do some filming then. And then on Sunday, I think there's a barn sale. I'm going to have to reach out to Joanne and see if she's going to that. I might hit that on Sunday morning on my way down to Collected Treasures to restock Collected Treasures in the afternoon. So we'll see. I'll let you know. You'll see it here on the next video if we go hunting. Everybody get out there, have a wonderful Mother's Day weekend. Enjoy this beautiful weather if you're down here in North Carolina, though I do think it might start raining, I think, this afternoon, Steve was saying, so we do have to go. Anyway, have a great weekend. Get out there, find yourself some treasures, something that puts a big smile on your face. Support your local people. We love it. And don't forget, if you're local, to come on out to Antiques at Gresham Lake for the spring flea market tomorrow from 8 until 5 p.m. See you there. Okay, here we are in our booth at Antiques at Gresham Lake, and we got them in there. Again, we're always going to have a glare. There's windows everywhere, but there's one of them. We've got hung up on that kind of curtain divider. And then the other one, the one that is so awesome, back there on the main wall. So that's right underneath our sign, kind of featured. And I was able to get one in right here on this wall, and I staged that with it and a couple other movie items with it. I just thought it looked good with it. So here we are. We're all set up for the event, and you can probably see some of the goodies that I've shown you over all the videos in here. This just kind of gives you a little view of our booth at Antiques at Gresham Lake. There's E.T. We hope he finds a home or a phone so he can get home. There's the voodoo doll. We'll see what happens. But here it all is. Just wanted to give you a little look. There's the shield that we just talked about. Here's that beautiful plate. I hate tags, but you know, people got to know how much to pay for things, so I try to tuck them out of the way. There's the wonderful abacus that we just brought in. Here's where I put the peacock with that beautiful print. We got that at Powellsville. If you saw that video, that was fun. Here's the banks that I got. They're all set up. There's another doll. There's some of our treasure baskets that I make. They're fun, actually. There's probably some music playing in the background here, so I might have to do music over this so that we don't get hit with any type of... So this is our outside wall.